Hello everyone, my name's Flare Blitz and welcome to 7 Winters. You got lost in Snowstorm after learning you inherited a house from your dad, but instead of your house, you find a mansion with a beautiful girl living inside. Not knowing what would happen, you spend time with her, waiting storm to end. We will see how this tale pans out. As always with the games that I play on the channel, there's a link in the description below where you'll be able to download this game for yourselves. Start. So cold. I'm already regretting coming here in the middle of winter, but there are 7 of them. My name is Flare. Why didn't I choose a warmer season and a better weather to see my new house, I wonder? Guess that's not important anymore since I am already halfway there. I kept walking, step by step. I can feel the snow getting thicker with every step I take. How long has it been? 30 minutes? It has to be around 30 minutes by now. It wasn't snowing at all before I stepped in this territory. Maybe the townspeople were right after all. This place might be more dangerous than I anticipated it to be. I proceed even further. It feels like storm is even stronger, shaking the trees harshly. It must have been more than an hour. Snow is reaching to my waist at this point, and still is nothing in sight. I got sleepy all of a sudden. Ugh. I can't fall asleep in a place like this. I will freeze and die of hypothermia. If I don't want to die, that is. But my body is not listening, and there seems to be no path to follow at all. I can't even recognize which path I should take. Am I gonna die here? It feels like... Oh, something's happened. No, you can't fall asleep here. Who was talking to me? What the hell? That was close. I almost fell asleep. I have to hurry up and find some kind of shelter, or... I hasten my steps to jug my half-frozen mind to awakeness. It's getting darker. I probably wouldn't survive the night's cold in this weather. Oh, thankfully not changing my direction after I woke up from that sudden drowsiness was the right choice. Small light particles sparkling a little ahead striked my eye from where I stand. I didn't think I could see lights in this area, considering there shouldn't be many people living around here. A little hopeful, I marched towards the lights. And we have reached the destination in hand. Reaching to my destination, what welcomed me left me speechless. This is no house, this must be the mansion. There was a huge mansion standing in front of me, and the lights were on. Why were they on, though? It was surprising to learn the lights that led my way belonged to this huge building. Were there people living in here? Is this the new house? My old man. Did he rent it out without my knowledge? Honestly, it might not even be mine. Are there even any other buildings except for mine left around here? Thought to myself while shivering, gonna freeze to death out here, wondering if I do have any internet access all the way out here in this part of the wilderness. Achoo! Ugh. I can't keep holding like this. Either I shelter in that mansion or... Yeah, don't want to think about the or. That means not going in the mansion, suffering throughout this cold even more. I slowly climbed the stairs that got buried under the snow. And I knock on the door because there's gonna be somebody inside it, I imagine. No one is answering. Ugh, it's so cold, I'm dying over here. Maybe people living in here went out and left the lights on? Should I break in? Of course we're gonna break in. Of course we're gonna do that. Sudden what? Surely there'll be a bit more noise when breaking in, and there might be somebody on their way. Sudden warmth heated my frozen solid skin. A fireplace burning bright with a portrait on top was the only remarkable sight in the room. Walls were cracked and had spiderwebs around the corners. Mansion owners surely didn't look after this place. Suddenly a feminine figure appeared from one of the back doors. "Hi, what are you even? Have you ever heard of something called common courtesy? And what is that in your dialect? People don't just break into the other people's house like that." "Oh, I'm so sorry. No one answered the door. Two doors, sorry. So what? Who said you could just allow yourself in?" I did, because this is my dad's house. Sorry, my house." She turned her head to side and sighed. Those question marks shouldn't be there. Oh well. "You look half frozen, so I guess why you did it. Why don't you sit down? We could talk the details of your visit." Yes, sorry again. While I was still dumbfounded by the events that happened so far, the woman in front of me picked up stools from the corner of the room and put them in front of the blazing fireplace. "So come, sit down." "Of course we should. My name is Flair. May I ask your name?" "You could call me Yuki." Where have I heard that name before? Why does it give a bad omen? "Do you plan to stay until the storm calms down?" "Yes. To be honest, I just wanted to find my new house, but before I knew it, my whole body was freezing to the bone." Isn't Yuki like a spirit of the winter or something? As I'm thinking about it now. Because I remember there was a character called Yuki from a game called Nightmare of the Snow that I played a few years ago. But that had 2 years in it. Anyways, I'm getting off track. Well, you can't really search for your house at the moment. Yeah, unless I want to be a snowman. I barely made it out alive from the storm outside. If I wait a little bit more, no point thinking over this now. What matters is I am saved, and it's a comfortable enough place to rest for a while. I shouldn't have trusted that letter came from my old man. We used to be a wealthy family until my... Oh gosh. That's bad. I'm not going to say it out loud. Years later, I learned he is about to die and write a will for me, leaving a house to my name. It seems suspicious, but I was curious. Are you alright? You seem zoned out. Yes, sorry, I was thinking. My words were cut with a sudden grumble that came from my stomach. Thinking about food? No, but I'm going to use that as my excuse anyways. I tried to hide my embarrassment. Something like that. I might have something edible left in the kitchen. You might. But also, should we trust you when it comes to food? I'll prepare some food for you. Stay here. With that, she left for the kitchen. It was kind of her to prepare food for someone who came to her house in the middle of a snowstorm. It's kind of weird for a huge mansion to be in the middle of a deserted place like this. And where are the other people living in here? Is she living here by herself? Possibly. I warmed my shaking body near the fireplace for a long time, but Yuki didn't return. I wonder what's taking her so long. Maybe she doesn't know how to cook. Feeling curious, I stood up from the stool. And we will obviously be very inquisitive. Check out on her. This is a bit suspicious. Why isn't she back yet? Could she have been having some trouble finding food, or could she... It's also weird I didn't see anyone else in the mansion other than her yet, even though it's such a big place for one person to live in. 2 different soundtracks playing at the same time. Now that I think about it, isn't this just like the scenarios I see in the mystery novels I read? Alone in a mansion, blocked by a storm? I should check on her, right? Maybe she could use some help, or just in case. I slowly approached the door she went through and silently tried to gaze from the small gap left. Well, when I peeked through, I was welcomed with a bizarre scene. What are you trying to do? She was struggling to open a can of fish with her gloved hands. But that wasn't the only bizarre thing. There's nothing in the kitchen other than a table, a fire stove, some utensils, and a half-opened backpack. Is she storing the food somewhere else? It would be bad if I get discovered out here. Who knows what she might think. Or do. I should play it cool. Hey! Slowly, step by step, I backed away from the kitchen door, moving towards back to the fireplace. Something's gonna oof up here, isn't it? Yep, we're gonna make a sound. Ah, not looking the way I was backing to, I accidentally hit the stall, making it fall with a loud echoing thud, and... Did she hear that? Oh boy. I hurriedly fixed the stall to where it was and sat in front of a fireplace. Yeah, obviously that's gonna be... bad. After a few more minutes passed, she finally came back with a hot bowl of soup between her hands. So there's canned fish, and then now we've got soup. Here, eat this before it gets cold. Oh, thank you. Something tells me this soup is going to be poisoned. I took the bowl and a spoon from her gloved hands. Spoon's tail was bent slightly. Secret identity of can opener was found. Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Spoon. The bowl's heat between my hands felt nice, but it wasn't enough to distract me from the extremely heavy fishy smell coming from the soup. Is this soup even in date? Well, beggars can't be choosers. Ignoring my dying sense of smell, I took a spoonful of soup and brought it to my mouth. But mackerel? Yes, I heard that mackerels are considered some of the most nutritious fishes. Excellent source of vitamins and very rich in fat oils and mineral too. It will surely help you patch up that weakened body of yours. This much knowledge about a fish could have been considered weird if I wasn't so used to hearing such information from my childhood before. Thanks. My shaky voice apparently didn't miss her ears. Oh, didn't like it? Sorry, I don't have many ingredients left for food. That's fine, really. It's just... My mum loved mackerels. She'd tell me these kind of facts so I'd finally eat them when I was a kid. So this brought some memories back. Thanks, really. Loved? Oh. Understanding the meaning of my words, she formed a sad smile. I'm sorry for your loss. Mood got awkward as I didn't know how to reply to that. I continued to eat the mackerel soup. Do you want to have some? You didn't eat anything. Oh, sorry, you didn't eat anything. It's fine, I ate before you barged in. Are you finished? Yes, it was delicious, thank you. That was a lie. Soup didn't have any of the necessary ingredients like salt or spice to make it into an edible meal. It was just a boiled mackerel in water. But I didn't want to hurt her feelings. She already had done so much for me. No, she's only boiled this up. She hasn't done so much for you. Oh, provide a stool for you to sit near a fireplace. I couldn't hold in my yawn. I must be tired after walking for so long in the cold, and the sudden change of temperature made my head extremely drowsy. You must be tired. I have empty rooms on the second floor. You can stay in one of them of your choosing. Considering she said I can choose whichever one I want to stay in, there really must be no residents here after all. Couldn't help my curiosity and asked, Are you staying alone in this mansion? Yes. The others have left long time ago. You will leave soon as well. Like everyone else. Oh gosh, I couldn't hear the last thing she said. Could hardly keep my eyes open. It's getting late. You should sleep. Her eyes seemed sad, but I was too tired to care about it. Good night. Good night. She watched as I climbed up the stairs at the right side of the entrance. The second floor was long hallway with multiple doors lined up both sides. I picked the one on the right at the end of the corridor and got in. Door was a little bit cranky. It was an old but bright room. There isn't much inside except bed, a small desk, drawer, and a single picture on wall. I can see the snowstorm even with the outside being dark, still going strong behind the ribbed worn curtains, the windows creaking as they try to hold the wind. Storm looks like it will last forever. When is this gonna end? As I mumbled this to myself, I laid on top of the bed with a big flop and closed my eyes. I bet, yeah, this is gonna be a nightmare, isn't it? And it's gonna be a winterish nightmare. Cold. It's so cold. Where am I? Why? I can't move. Why can't I move? Why am I in pain? What is this? There is a heaviness holding my entire body, not letting me move. It hurts. Why? I try to lean my head down and look at my body. An object is blocking my vision, right on my chest. No, it's not only on my chest, it's stabbing my chest, deep inside enough to stand by itself without being held. A knife? It's a knife. Why do I have a knife stuck in my chest? I instinctively try to reach the knife, to pull it out of my chest and stop the pain, but I couldn't move. My vision gets clear enough to see my chest, completely coloured in red. So when Yuki mentioned about how the others left long ago, they didn't actually leave on their own accord, did they now? So someone help. I can't move. I can't move. The blood from my chest drips more as I try to move, covering the floor I was laying on. It hurts. Please, someone. What was that? It was a laugh. Someone is in here. I try to open my mouth and start choking on my own blood. Ugh. As I hack and wheeze, I can hear the laugh again. Yes, multiple laughs. They are watching me, laughing at my pain. Laughing as I suffer and squirm in my own blood. Damn, it hurts. The puddle behind me gets bigger. It hurts. One of the laughing people gets close to my body. Ah, they open their mouth as if to say something. What kind of code are you trying to give me here? 322X. Again with this random string of letters and, I would say, symbols. Ah! I woke up in a cold sweat. Took me a while to notice the screams I'm hearing was coming from my mouth. What was that? Finally being able to move, I looked down my chest. Even with my heart feeling like it was going to pop out, there was no knife there. No wound, no knife, no laughs. It was a dream? Yes, it was just a dream. There was no one around. Just a bad dream. That's all. Yeah, that's all. Room was somewhat colder. No, that wasn't it. That nightmare felt so real. I felt like my own blood was drained from my body entirely. Just a dream. I look at my surroundings. The room somewhat felt even older and creepier now that the chandelier's light was gone. This whole place is giving me the creeps. I'm stuck in an old mansion with an eccentric woman living by herself. Terrible, and maybe lack of food. Filling my head with horrible nightmares. It might be dangerous to stay any longer. Should I just go back home? I can come search for the new house after winter is over. Not like it matters, right? Of course we're gonna run away. Like that's just the good thing to do. I can't stand staying here any longer. I slowly sneaked out from my room, and she's gonna be outside, isn't she? It's hard to not make any noise since everywhere is pretty cranky and silent. Corridor safe. I took the stairs down. She was sitting at the fireplace, but fireplace was burnt out. Run out of materials? It seems like there is no way passing here without being seen. I checked the door from distance. Main door was locked up by a regular spinning lock. I can open the lock from inside, it seems like. How? Really? Oh! Dashed as strong as I could without looking my back. Oh, The girl seems bewildered. She's sprouting something. Why you can't? I can't what? I can't really understand what she's saying. I got to the door now, sorry. Clank. Sudden cold wind bursted onto my face. I got out. There's no turning back now. I run. Cough. But it seems I've got pretty far now. I can't see the mansion. Seems like no one is coming. I slowed my steps. Can't really see where is where, but it should be fine as long as I go straight. Right? I walked. I'm walking for 2 hours. Didn't it take about 2 hours before I came here? 3 hours. Didn't I saw that tree before? Honestly, I don't know. All trees are like each other with heavy snow covering for them. Snow is so tall that I am almost buried to neck. Whoa, I can't feel my feet under snow anymore. Achoo! Am I going in circles or is this road just not ending? I hope I'm wrong. Just in case, I started putting marks on trees while walking. My vision's getting worse. How long has it been? I don't know. Oh, hello. Ugh. It hurts. I can't. Is that a mark? Ending 1. Stuck. Ah, so we're in a vicious cycle in this particular outcome here. Great. So what else can we do? Well, we can just not run away. But the storm still looks horrible. It might be dangerous to go back in this weather. It will be better to just wait until storm calms down a little bit. God, I'm so exhausted. What am I doing? I should go back to sleep. Time to try my instant sleeping technique I learned for my final exams. Oh no. A cold morning. Sadly, the fireplace's heat doesn't reach the whole mansion. Not to mention wind coming from the cracks on the walls. I try to rub the sleep out of my eyes, but the nightmare's somehow still vivid in my mind. What the hell was that dream I saw last night? Oh. Our room feels different somehow. Weird. Didn't this room have a curtain? Yeah, it did. It has some torn curtains just by the chandelier. Hi, Yuki. Knocks door, takes my attention away from the window. Yes? Oh, you're awake. Good, I've prepared some breakfast. Come down when you feel like it. She is quite hospitable. Oh, sure, thanks. I will come down now. Hospitable. I joined her as we went to first floor. I catch some glimpses while we were walking next to each other. I wonder what she is doing here by herself. Isn't it a waste to leave such a beauty alone in this huge place? Doesn't she get lonely? We arrived downstairs while I thought of such questions. There was a single bowl of soup with some pickled vegetables in it. It wasn't much different from yesterday's bland soup, but it's fine as long as it warms up my stomach, I guess. Are you not eating again? I'm not really hungry. Is that so? I will be digging it myself then. I took a sip from pickle soup. It's bad. But Yuki was watching me intensely as if she was expecting something, so I tried to look as happy as I can. This is delicious. Can I go to the toilet now? No, it is rude to look, you know. Could it be that watching me eat satisfy your hunger too? Could that be like a paranormal law sort of thing with the spirit of the snow? To be able to get energy from somebody who is eating food while on a harsh winter night? Yuki first seemed a bit surprised, then she chuckled. Yeah, something like that. It's been a long time since I last saw someone eating a meal I've made with such enthusiasm. Well, sorry to inform you, but I would never eat this if I wasn't this hungry and cold. It feels like it's getting colder and colder every day. Yuki's smile disappears. She looks deep in thought for a moment. Oh no, I made her sad. Good job, me. Well, yeah, it must be cold. Really cold when a human refrigerator stands next to you, huh? Oh, self-roast. Those are rare. Yuki pouted around. So you agree? Damn. Sorry, I don't promise. Yuki seemed she wanted to say more, but she sighed and looked away. So what's your story? You were talking about finding a house. Oh yeah, do you know any other houses near here? Apparently my family is supposed to have a house around. At least that's what's written on the paper that arrived. Something left from my own family. I don't know. I didn't leave this place for a very long time. So that must mean you live somewhere else. It's easy to get lost in the woods, and it's dangerous since there are wolves hunting around here. And the snow. Yes, I know, the snow. Usually people come here, then we talk, then they leave. That's how I have lived for years at least. Doesn't the snow get better around here? No, not usually. I think it's something to do with your presence, Yuki. You should leave at least sometimes. There is a lot to see in the world. Like what? Like, well, my head is blank. I suppose that's what happens when you're just so used to a world full of snow. Like cities and libraries and rainbows. Rainbows? Yeah, what of those? Sorry, I couldn't think. But I'm serious about the libraries. They've always been my favorite place to be. I'd always sneak in as a kid to read all of the mystery books. Books, huh? Sounds fun. I've read some books about fish, for goodness sakes. But other than that, I didn't read much. Fish. Oh, hold on. I picked up a book from my backpack and gave it to her. I recently finished this one. It's pretty good. Oh, thank you. It's nice to have extra books, since I have a lot of free time here. You better tell me your theories after reading it. It's more fun that way. Is that how mystery buddies work? Yep. Yuki gave me a gentle smile, but it didn't last long as she looked down. I'm glad you stayed. Was scared you would leave too. Huh? She made a shocked expression for a brief moment as like she remembered something. Oh, look at the time. Sorry, but I've got to visit somewhere. I will see you later. Stay in front of the fire as much as you like. It's almost like you're telling us to be somewhere at all times. And then she hurriedly left the mansion. I wonder what happened. Well, I have some time. Can't just sit in front of fire whole day. What should I do? Should we stroll through the mansion or shall we follow her? There are 3 endings to the game as well, so there might be certain variations because we've had a lot of choices. I don't know. Well, stroll through the mansion. I didn't get the chance to see the mansion wholly, and my detective intuition is screaming something wild isn't here. Let's check things. And I stood up and went to kitchen. This place seems same other than backpack is no longer here. I saw some jars of pickled cut vegetables on other side of the room. There was no cutlery at all. Does she have something against knives? Seriously, how does she live with this lack of tools is a mystery to me. Nothing interesting here. Very bland. After checking out the whole area, I went upstairs. First room. Nothing much, almost same as my room. Second room. There's a fishing pole here. Is it hers? I mean, she said she read some fishing books. Maybe it's a hobby of hers. I think if you're always used to an environment of snow, then there's only a very few things that you could possibly access as food. And fish is probably one of the only sources of food that you can get. Third room. A plushy rabbit and some other toys. Looks like a young girl stayed here before. There is some scratch marks on the wall. The other rooms were all empty. Some kind of fight marks were all over the place, but nothing has remained other than necessary materials such as bed. I return to first floor. Is that a hatch? There seems to be no lock on it. Ooh, what could be down here? I try to lift it up. Well, it's stuck. Nah, we're gonna go at this and pull harder after a flash save. Yeah! Flop. Well, at least it's open now. Let's go in. Ooh, it's kind of dark. Is this a basement? Maybe we should have a light source with us. I lightened up an oil lamp I grabbed from the other room. Ooh, lots of scratch marks. Look at lots of tallies in here as well. But also, some of them are in blood rather than just scratchings on the wall. What? What the hell is this? 1, 2, 200, 400. It was an eerie place. What is the meaning of all of these scratches? Are they counting days? Weeks? That's what I'm thinking, body count. There were scattered papers on the ground. There's only note 2. Or maybe it's referencing 2 notes. Year 57. I can't take this any longer. Almost every year someone comes in near New Year. Either they lose their sanity or just try weird things after spending 1 or 2 nights. Last year I found a dead young man next to my... Okay. I guess he broke in when it was night. He was like an ice sculpture. Why I have to struggle like this? I can't leave and no one stays. I try everything to make them stay longer, but it's all futile, like someone is playing with me from heavens. Is this a diary of Yuki? Crank? What do you think you're doing here? Hello? How can I help you? Well, clunk. Seems like something bad happened here. Where am I? What's this pain? Sure. I'm getting dragged, but why? I can hear a group of people talking to each other. So are we done? You better keep your promise, you hear? 2 other characters. We took too much risk for this job. Do you have any idea who her parents are? Don't worry. Who do you think I am? I spent 3 years working on this plan. This voice seems kind of like my... Oh, okay, your dad. No, it can't be. If you're done with your complaints, I'm taking the horse with me. Oh, this is an argument between the parents. You guys know what to do next. I'm off to... His voice keeps getting more and more distant until I couldn't hear him anymore. You got it, boss. Now what we do with her? Is she dead? The man that's talking pokes me with his foot. I got an idea. There was a hut near here, right, boys? Let's go there. No, wait, I'm not. Shra. Again. Shra. Shras. And there's some faces within the trees. Gugh. The men with ragged winter clothes dragged me somewhere which I believe was an empty, worn-down hut. They're all looking down at me with an eerie grin. Aren't you a sweet candy, eh? What? This is wrong. It must be a dream. I just need to... So who has an idea? Come forth. I have to wake up. I can't move. I can't open my eyes. Everything feels so heavy. What? The hut's floors creak as the men approach. What the hell? It can't be. And we're back to reality. So I think being around Yuki gives us these nightmares. What the heck? What was that disgusting dream? I can feel the veggies I ate in the morning coming back from my stomach. These dreams, they can't be normal. There is definitely something off about this place. I don't think it's the place. It's Yuki. That's what's going on. That's why It seems my tantrum caused a little bit of damage and skewered the portrait on top of the fireplace. Oh dear. Whoops. I grabbed the portrait to put it back to its place so Yuki wouldn't notice. It must have been important since it was one of the only items in the entire room. I wonder who is this girl at the portrait. But more importantly, why are we out of a hatch now? I shifted the portrait a little bit and noticed a rolled up paper behind it. Ooh. We must have needed another note at some point because we've got 2, 3, but there's no 1. Year 112. This long and lonely life, I don't want it. I tried taking my life over and over again with different methods at this point. Nothing seems to work, it's just painful. My body seems to recover almost instantly. I'm no longer human. I don't even feel like it. Last year was different. A fisherman came in. He was different. He had friends even here. He didn't leave until recently a young lad came in, and the next morning they both disappeared. I searched for them for days, but I couldn't find anyone. Oh, check the basement again. Oh yeah, we were just going to do that again after we were just dragged out of it. I couldn't help but return to this place. It was years, isn't it? Yuki. Who or what are you? Clank. I felt a sudden chill behind me which caused me to turn around and take a few steps back. You're here again. I don't like people who won't listen to me. I don't like people who goes through my things. I don't like people who messes with things they can't understand. And you did this, not once but twice. Are you like other people too? You are, aren't you? You will never listen. You read that paper, right? But you must wonder what happened to that guy, right? You want to know, right? I will show you. Obviously you're going to kill me, aren't you? Exactly. What happened? You disgusting monster. You're the same as others after all. All of you just want to take what is left of me. This body of mine, I hate it. Why didn't I die back then? Now I have to live alone forever. Well, that's it. She removed her gloves. Okay, so it's obviously got something on it which is abnormal. Her hands were glowing white. Oh dear. I had enough. Obviously we're being strangled to death like some Sith Lord. Oh dear. Oh. I feel like my whole body is getting colder. Yep. Obviously that's the case. Her eyes were glowing with anger and sadness. She felt different. And into distrust. Obviously that is going to be the case. Why? Why? Oh. Why me? Oh, they all go off the text box. I'm not sure if that's intentional or a mistake, but I think that exaggerates the point of like saying something so much that it kind of loses its meaning, or the meaning just goes over your head. I'm sorry, Mother. I shouldn't have left. I'm sorry, Father. I should have listened. It hurts. It's dark. Cold. So cold. Curse you. Curse you, you liar. You said you loved me. You said we would get out together. Liar. Lots of liar. Oop. Now you're gone. Now I'm alone. You lied. You left. Then why do I still... Are you trying to talk to me? Why do I want to believe you'll still come back? They take me away. Curse you. Curse you. Curse you. I will find you. I will find them all. I will make you suffer the same cold I do. You saying I will kill you? Well, that's bad. That is real bad. We'll find Yuki. I need to ask her about this. Yeah, she doesn't seem to be around. Think of it as the fastest way to reach someone. I yelled with the loudest voice I can muster up. Yuki! No answer. Did something happen to her? There's no way even with this huge mansion that yell would go unnoticed. I got worried and started walking around to find her whereabouts. Kitchen empty. I wouldn't go back down here. Oh, but we didn't get noticed, sorry. There seems like nothing in first floor. What about upper floor? Corridor is empty as it should be. Any other rooms? Room with fishing pole, room with toys, empty rooms. I've checked them all. Still no sight of Yuki. Maybe she is not in the mansion. I walked down the stairs with a worried face, thinking all of this might be a dream. Maybe I didn't stand up after diving into the deep snow. Yeah, maybe this is all like a hallucination and, Well, we are still within the deep snow being frozen. Yuki was sitting near the fireplace. I approached with a relieved face. Where were you? I searched the whole place to find you. Yuki seemed a bit confused, but she ended up shrugging. I like strolling in the snow. Strolling? In this cold? Or are you perhaps searching for those two who you never saw again? Oh, okay, that's a different tone. Seems like I was right. But for goodness sakes, I don't like that facial expression. That facial expression just seems very cynical. Oh, but that's not cynical. It's pathetic, isn't it? Even though I went through this so many times, even though I've no hope left in me, I still search for people who are probably long dead. Yuki looked so fragile at that moment, years of pain finally making her crumble apart. Isn't it just human nature to hope? To search for a miracle? You're not pathetic, Yuki. You're just human. I would say once human. Do you want to stroll a little bit longer? I reached my hand to her. With me this time? She chuckled. I don't think you will make a difference, but sure. After our short interchange of words, we left the mansion. Whew, weather sure is cold. Really? It's been such a long time since I last felt cold, so I don't really know about it. She seems more comfortable talking about it now. It must be hard staying here all alone. Do you visit other places even though you're in this condition? Do not know. I wonder if I could, even though I might be labelled a monster, as I suspected. We can't leave here, huh? Unfortunately, at least whoever came here couldn't go back, went crazy and died. To tell the truth, the other reason I take huge strolls at night is I can't bear listening to their screams. They always have such a horrified face when they wake up. Except that one time where one person wasn't bothered with it at all. Decided to stay and had been my friend ever since. What happened to them? I don't know. Both of them were just gone one day. Both of them? You mean with the kid who came a year after? Yes, that kid. Also went crazy after a short time. So I'm not the only one with those graphic nightmares, huh? What nightmares? It's better if you don't know. I want to check something if you excuse me. Sure, go ahead. It's been quite the distance between us and the mansion at this point. This place must be somewhat close to where I got lost. I grabbed Yuki's gloved hand. Her hands were very cold. Yep, I can feel the frostbite on my fingertips. It doesn't matter though. If my theory is correct, it should all be fine. What? Oh dear, no, the markings on that. It seems the glove has come off. Sorry, could you hold on for a little bit? And I dashed towards the opposite of the mansion. Yuki has been betrayed and left alone countless times. Waiting in this mansion for long, for something, or someone, for that someone to finally. I continued to dash. Still holding Yuki's gloved hand, ignoring her confused protests, until we reached the green world under the sunlight. Ending 3, True Winter's End. I do wonder, though, if there's any other kind of outcomes, though. Oh, hi! Oh, damn, the developer here. Thanks for playing my game. This is the first time I've ever made an original story. I hope you enjoyed it. I did, actually. It's quite an exploration between these two characters. I hope you enjoyed it. This game has 2 more endings. If you didn't see them, I would recommend checking them out. Yeah, I've already reached those 2 endings. Art story code by Dan. Just one of those cat expressions. Character design proofread by, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Thank you for such a beautiful design. Co-writer proofread by Kem Orlican Atale. Sound effects by freesound.org. testing by friends and family. Royalty-free music, BGM, Dover Syndrome, little comma, Dover-S.jp, and that is that. So the game said it does have 3 endings, but there were other choices within the game, so I'm not sure if there are any other ways to get like an alternate outcome towards any of the endings, but we have reached all of them, and in order as well, which is a surprise, because sometimes you get like ending 3, ending 1, then ending 2, but in this case it was 1, 2, 3. There are some minor variations between the dialogues of when you select an option, but as far as the story goes, there's nothing really else to discover when it comes to major events. So the first outcome is leaving the mansion, the second outcome is dying by Yuki, and the third outcome, which is in brackets the true outcome, is being able to leave with Yuki out of the mansion. And I feel like in some case that Yuki is the cause of the paranormal, or perhaps the mansion is the cause of the paranormal, or maybe both of them are inextricably connected. But then again, when we had the glove taken off from Yuki, then that also was a possible case of the curse maybe being able to finally be lifted, where beforehand it was sealed by the glove if it was still on, but revealing the ugly truth may have been able to perpetuate that curse away, or be able to unlock the means of being able to escape this vicious cycle. Because when we tried to leave the mansion without Yuki, we couldn't leave. We was essentially just going round in a circle endlessly, and the only place we could go back to is the mansion, or the tree that we marked off, because we did that on the first ending, where we marked a tree, then we tried to walk ahead, but then we came across that tree again. So that was a perpetual cycle, the first ending. The second ending, obviously, we were inquisitive again, and we died by Yuki. The third ending, we went out on a stroll, and then somehow we managed to escape the cycle, be able to escape the mansion, and see green rather than the constant white/blue of the snow. Not really like being a true theory as to like what color the snow actually is out there, but Yuki in some ways is definitely a vessel for the snow to occur in some ways, because I think Yuki is a name of something that is like a spirit of snow, or a lady in the snow in Japanese mythology of some kind. But I really like this game. I like the development between the protagonist and the character in this game, whether you can call her the antagonist or anything along those lines. Perhaps Yuki's parents were antagonists for leaving her alone in this place. But what caused Yuki to become this spirit in the first place? Along with that, the mansion having this perpetual like boundary around it, where you could only walk at a certain distance, so that no matter where you would go, you always end up back inside the cycle. But thank you so much for watching. There's a link down in the description below of this video where you'll be able to download this game for yourselves. And as always, people, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.